Okay, welcome. Good morning, you guys. It's your boy Nick, HOUTX Trader. We are live streaming today on Tuesday, May the 14th. We are going to look at all the good stuff today, guys. We're going to look at NAS, we're going to look at Goldilocks, we're going to look at NASDAQ, US30, all of. So I'm just reading some stuff on the screen to make sure that we are good to go. Make sure the YouTubes are fired up and tubing. Let me go to my dashboard real quick. Content. Let's dismiss this crap live. Just give me a second. Make sure we're up and running. And it says that we are live. All right. All righty then. Okay, cool. We are live. Close tabs. No, cancel this and minimize this. Okay, guys, we are back. We are on. All right. Yeah, we're good. The chat is too small here. What's up, Mr. Hernandez? Good morning to you, sir. Good morning. Okay, cool. Just make sure my YouTubes and everything is up and running correctly. So let's get to the trading views. We don't need that. Actually, let's put this over here. Let's get the trading view up. Okay. So I'm going to start off on NASDAQ because that's where I have positions in already. So if we're looking at NASDAQ, I still have my runner in from over here. So my runner is up, I don't know, almost 1,000 pips, 900 pips. That's good to go on a runner. I'm not looking to close it yet because this thing could break. So I see that there's a ceiling starting to form, right? So we have the top of this order block, and we have this little ceiling that's kind of starting to form here. So I wouldn't necessarily say this is like a wedge and breakout, but it kind of is. Now that I say that it's not, I look at it, I'm like, maybe. Maybe it kind of is. Those are such fat trend lines. Let's maybe take those down just a bit. We'll leave the bottom one there. Okay, so this is kind of what I think on NASDAQ. If we come back out to like the 2 hour, right? So what I saw then was we have a huge sell off, obviously, right? Sell. Okay, we have a ABC retracement, which we want to see, which is the Wyckoff 1, 2, 3. Okay, so as per my strategy, I like to measure the second leg, which is B to C, as you can see here with the Fibonacci, and look for its TP marks. So that we saw that the first TP is 23.6 and it started consolidating, but then it broke out. The second TP is a 61.8, which is where it's at now, right? So it's making sense that it wicked up, came down, and now it's double topping this. So that's what we were playing. I was playing this double top with this wick right here. Okay. If we look at that double top on the 61.8, that also lines up with the 88.6 of the sell fib from this top to this bottom. So now we have the 61.8 and the 88.6 basically right on top of each other. We also look at this last bull push before the break off and trip down, and so that's also the top of the order block. And if we say, okay, well, let's play the Andy Peters daily Wickfield, whatever Wickfield strategy he has, these are the wicks, the top of that block, and we're right there. It filled in and actually broke above a little bit, but I mean, it's filling in that area. So for me, the sales in this area are looking good. I'm in sales. Now, I'll admit that this entry is a tighter entry. I'm not putting my stop loss way up here like I normally would do. I used it off the smaller fib. So what I'm going to start doing, or what I'm going to try to do a better job of then, is when I see that I'm in my area like this, right? When I see that I'm in my area, and I know that NASDAQ likes the 88.6, is I'm going to wait for it to get up here to the 88.6, and then I'm going to try to look for my entry. So let me just clear out some of this, and we'll get to that. So we'll delete this arrow, we'll delete the Elliott, the brush, and we can leave the raise there. So now if we come down, let's say the 30-minute, let's reset this. Okay, what I'm seeing, or the reason why I entered here, is that we had this break here, whoop, right there. So I fibbed that break from there to there. Well, it doesn't matter what the fib is. Basically what I was playing was the wick fill right here. And there's the double top wick fill that I took, and I gave myself some pips above it just to make sure. So that's what I need to do a better job of, right? Getting to my area, which is this 61.8, which we know before is the 88.6 in the higher time frame. Once it gets to this area, then I start coming in and start scalping these smaller entries until one of them hits. And so we can take a much smaller stop loss and with a much bigger lot size, because we're taking a smaller lot size for a smaller, bigger lot size because we're doing a smaller stop loss because we're smaller pips. And then once if these do hit and these do break, I mean, you're looking at a huge R to R, and really making up a lot of ground fast. So right now, this sale, as you can see, is in profit. I do have another entry at lower that is in drawdown, and then I still have my runner, which is basically hedging my drawdown. So my runner is almost at the exact same price as the drawdown that I'm in on my first sell. So those are basically break even, which is good to go. I don't mind that. On US30, so on US30, I think it was yesterday, I got smacked around trying to do this, right? So basically the same thing. See it here, play this entry right there, which I did do, and we had some profit come in after we entered, but then it came and smacked us. And so what I needed to realize, perhaps I didn't realize, or I full well realized it, I just didn't pay attention, was it wasn't yet at the 88.6. This is still hanging around the 78.6 area. It hadn't reached the 88.6. So then I need to wait. I need to wait just longer, be more patient. We do have liquidity set below it. We do have liquidity in several areas below it, like right here. My paintbrush tool. We have liquidity, right? We have this trend line. It's basically going like this, which all this down here then is liquidity. So yeah, we just need to wait for this 88.6. I also see this fair value gap in this area, which I've marked off, right? The bottom of these candles, this is this yellow gap. We have the 88.6 here. And just out of curiosity, what does the 61.8 look like here? So 61.8 levels up with the 78.6. I guess that's the reason why I was looking for that entry the other day. And we took that L. No big deal. What does this one look like? Because this would be the new bottom, and then, the new top, I guess, would be somewhere around here. That's, if we do it like this, there's a 61.8. I'm not the biggest fan of that fib because it doesn't retrace enough. Good morning, Fire Punch. Hope you're doing well, Nick. Yeah, I'm doing all right. I'm trying to find some entries, man. We did catch that entry yesterday on NASDAQ, on the sniper entry yesterday, and it gave us some pretty good profits right off. But I didn't take any of those profits, and I just haven't even protected. To be honest with you, that's not the trade. I want a much bigger trade. So I think we took an entry here yesterday, and we ended up being like 80 something pip profit. But again, I'm not trading for 80 pips. I didn't have my R to R. I didn't have my lot size for 80 pips. I had my lot size for a much bigger move, right? So I want to see this TP come down to this order block. And there's my 5-to-1. There's my lot size where that'll pay off. And then after that, you would leave runners, TP1 here, TP2, and then leave a runner in case it breaks. It just goes south. We do have news coming up today, which is PPI news, right? Which is the products. Excuse me. Let's look at this news. So that news comes out here in just a few minutes, in 10 minutes. But PPI is the producer's product invoice. Is that what it stands for? Producer price index. There it is. Final demand used to the United States to measure price changes. The 6 main price indexes is final demand of goods, right? So this is the final demand of goods in the United States. And so this is a red folder. Air YouTube is not receiving Open Studio. See, it always does this, and this is why I don't like to use. I'm using OBS Studio. If this cuts out, it starts acting screwy, let me know, so I can stop using OBS Studio. I've tried to do this shit more than once. Recording inactive, dropped frames, bitrate. I mean, it says it okay, but for some reason it says YouTube is not receiving something. I don't know. This always happens on this stupid OBS Studio. I haven't figured out why it won't work right. anyways, this is PPI, and yeah, it's coming out here in a few minutes. So I think we're going to see some sort of volatility here coming in. Yeah, I don't know what that is. Okay, so let's look at Goldie real quick. On gold, if we come in and we zoom down on gold, we're on the 1 hour time frame. I see liquidity on top and on bottom of gold. So basically, whichever way this Goldie wants to break is, I'm going to go the opposite direction. So what I looked for in gold, if I come down, I guess it's a smaller time frame. So what I did on gold then is I said, well, let's look at this big engulfing candle, this big engulfing move right there. So from the start of that move to the bottom of the move, matter of fact, that's the move right there, because there's the extension. So some people would say, well, that's where the fib needs to be drawn, and there's just the extension. But when we're trying to find a retrace, perhaps this is where the fib needs to be drawn. As you can see, it has respected the 50 here. It has respected the 50 here. The 236 here, 236 here. So I kind of like the fib being drawn in this direction. I want to see this liquidity right here get taken out. Right, these wicks all right there. I want to see that getting taken out before I look to sell again. So we'll mark that off as liquidity, and we can get rid of the trend line that's in there. Bingo. So let's see if we can get this push up. Right, if we can get this push up above liquidity, and we can start to target some of these candles in here, and this is actually the order block right here. So this is right where we'd want to see it. Because look at this last nice bull candle sitting right there, and the 50% of that candle sitting right where our 78.6 is. So I would be willing to take this sell on the 78.6. Again, what I'm not going to do then, and what I'm going to try to get away from doing, is automatically setting the sell here and then putting the stop loss up there. I'm going to get away from doing that. That's probably a lot safer, but yeah, I'm going to get away from that. I'm just going to, stupid live control panel, I'm just going to exit that, because I don't even want to see this stupid alert saying that it's not working. If it's not working, put it in the chat, and then maybe we can go to the StreamYard and just do it that way. But anyway, so I want to see this pop off. If it doesn't do that and it wants to come down to this buy area, then I want to see all of this liquidity get taken out. And then here's the next order block sitting right there. Right? So this is the next order block sitting here. And we have some sort of support and resistance kind of in that same area. So if we look at this, here's the top. Come on, tool. Here's the top of these candles, which matches up with this little area right there. There's support and resistance there. So perhaps we can find a break of this stuff. We can find a break of this area, come down into here, and then give us a push off. And so if either one of these situations happens, I'm going to come down to the smaller time frames and look for 1 minute on the 3 minute, maybe internal break of structures. And then we could use those smaller fibs with a much smaller stop loss, with a much bigger lot size, and try to hit bangers. And I think that's the way to go. Instead of just doing this arbitrarily and then risking 1% there, I would much rather come down and find an entry where the stop loss looks like this for a 1%. And that way when it does go, or if it does go, we're making up a lot of ground real fast. So, encoder overloaded. Consider turning down video settings or using a faster encoding preset. Consider kissing my ass and just working correctly. How about that, Mr. OBS Studio? Okay. So we're going to come here. So there's nothing much I can do on NASDAQ because we're already in there. And on US30, really it is waiting for this break to get me up into my area. Delete this. So yeah, so I'm really just gonna wait. For some reason the charts look weird to me. I'm gonna wait right here and see if we can't get the break of this, and then try to find something here. All right. And so what are we looking at now then? So let's look at now. So we have highs. We have the second touch. We have a new third touch, which is new high. So if we draw this trend line here and we see that the RSI is second topping here, let's see what this push up looks like. If we can get another push up but stay below these two areas on the RSI, which would give us the divergent, third touch divergent. But this is also on the 30. What we really can do is come down to like the 15 and try to find this. All right. So we need to wait for this to come up. So I'm not even going to screw with it. And again, it might not happen today. It might be waiting for news tomorrow. Put in the comments if this is working correctly. I don't see any more comments. And if it's all choppy or if it's jacked up, let me know and we'll just go to StreamYard. I really don't understand what's wrong with this program. Why this shit doesn't work correctly. It's not giving me the arrow anymore, so I don't know what's going on. Anyways. So yeah, US30 might be a little ways away. Let's see if we can find something in NAS. We've already found a NASDAQ entry. Let me rephrase that. Hopefully this NASDAQ entry will stay where it's at and continue to melt, and will melt off. And then we need to pay attention to Goldilocks. So gold keeps rejecting this area. See, now I don't like, I mean, I guess you could say that you would want to, you could play a double top in this area, right? You could play this double top and you could say that was liquidity. I just don't like doing that in this internal, like this is an internal structure. Now, if we were trying to play a double top up here, okay, that's external structure. I get this. But if we're going to play this internal structure, I want to see this as liquidity. I want to see this get broken to be safer. And then I can start looking for other areas up here to short, like in this last bull candle. There's this gigantic engulfing here. Some people would say, well, you split that engulfing in half and then you would enter, which actually be right at our 88.6. But I'm going to go off the Fibonacci because we know gold likes a 78.6 right here. So I'm going to go off the 78.6 and half of that last bull and then see if we can't catch it from there. Matter of fact, I'm just going to go ahead and put in a limit in right now. 23.57. I said I wasn't going to do this, but I'm going to. But that's so far away. Never mind. I'm not going to do it because it's so far away. If this thing pushes all the way up to that point right there, which is, you know, a hell of a lot of pips, it's working fine for me. It's been running smooth so far. Nothing glitching. Nice. It's actually working. Thank you very much for the feedback. I do appreciate that. So NASDAQ is just, it is what it is. US30, we need to see a push. And look at all this below. Okay, so what happens then if we can find a sell? Well, let's do this then. You see this last candle here? Perhaps we buy here. Okay, so there it is right there. The news just dropped. No, it's not. It's dropping in 2 minutes. But I did get an alert on my broker saying something about it, but I didn't get a chance to read it. Anyways, let's look. Yeah, it drops in 1 minute. So we'll come back to that. Well, I don't really care what the news says. I mean, I do care, but I only want to see how the market reacts. So if this pushes up from here, we don't really have a trade until it gets to this purple box. When it gets to the purple box again, now we can start to look. Time, country, news, forecast 2.4, previous 2.4. Okay, so forecasting the exact same. Womp womp. No big deal. But it very well could do this and come and grab this liquidity down. So if it comes and grabs this liquidity down, then what we need to do is look at this area here, and basically the same scenario. Let's see if it'll reject. Then we could fib that and then catch this retest and then go, right? So that's going to be the strategy that we're looking for this morning, because we're taking these smaller moves. We're taking this internal stuff. We're going to be looking for a clear 1 minute break. Like, for example, if we see something that looks like this, I know this is a bad, oh shit, there it goes. What's NASDAQ doing? What's NASDAQ doing? Fucking break, NASDAQ. Come on, baby. And then Goldilocks. Okay, let Goldilocks do whatever the hell it wants to do. All right, so we're stoked because we're in NASDAQ. Hells to the S. That's the entry we took yesterday. Fuck yeah. Come on, baby. Hell yeah. That's the intro we took yesterday, and I'm in fucking profit. Let's go. Hell yeah. That's the trade we called out yesterday, dude. And just, you know, just to show you guys, there it is. There's the entry, and look at it. Bingo. Not even retesting, not doing nothing. There's the entry on that. So we're good there. What's 3030 doing? So with this much volatility, then, you know, this could be the liquidity grab and a buy up. But man, I'd much rather have sold from up here. We just need to wait for this to chill. I don't want to start buying just yet. We are in a buying mood. We are in a buying trend. We did just get the oversold, but with that much volatility that fast, it'd be safer to chill. But you guys do what you want. I mean, there could definitely be an opportunity right here to catch this buy. If it come, I mean, it's going to come down there, right? And see. Okay, so let's just play this safe then. Let's play this safe. Let's see if it does this. Hits our area, give us a little rejection, and then we'll fib it and go. All right, and this entry here, we'll see if we can catch it up to there, and then TP profit, we're out. Right? And that'll be for fucking 500 pips. So that's it, guys. There's a liquidity grab. Okay, there it is. It took that liquidity. Now, it just all depends. Now, I know that some people will say, well, let's do the zone, right? I do not trade this way, and I think this is a shitty way of trading, to be honest with you. There is another trader out there who runs his own little, I don't call it an order block. He runs his own, whatever the fuck, Discord, and his educational blah, 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 blah. Some dick out there. He would be buying here. If this candle closes above, and then that's where he would be buying. I don't play that strategy. That strategy sucks ass. I would much rather play this, come down here, tap the order block strategy, and let's look. Yeah, I didn't hit it yet. So we're still good. NASDAQ. Man, that's a fucking nasty wick, dude. That is a nasty, nasty wick. But there is what it's trying to get. Right? And so let's just build out the fibs on the top side. If that's the fib there. Yeah, see, look, if it closes above the 61.8, it's not, you know, it's not the worst for us, but we really want to see it at least come down here. So I don't think this is done until at least it gets down to this 88.6, right? Where's my broker? Fuck, that was a fucking candle, dude. And I didn't take no profit on it either. It is what it is. It is what it is. Motherfuckers, it's okay. It just lets me know that there are some people here. So that can be pure market manipulation. So when you hear people like, oh, don't trade this, and this because it's market manipulation, that's totally true, but let's use it to our advantage. If we know the market's going to be fucking manipulated, let's, you know, we could have hit TP right there. We could have TP'd that. I mean, that was a, well, we didn't because, you know, I didn't want to because, again, I'm going for a bigger trade, but I mean, that right there is, you know, 130 pips, 140 pips, but I'm good. I'm good. So I'm sitting at a 0.5% up because I'm still down on that first that first position. How was my fucking take profit negative? What? That's not true. What was that? Okay, the position that I'm in drawdown on. Let's check the take profit. Okay, so I have the take profit set at 1%. So we could probably adjust that to this right here. Okay, save that. So I'm changing the position that I'm in drawdown. I did not move the take profit at break even, so just keep me out of the trade. It's still fit, just not much. I want to at least get to that where I think it's going to come down. When it's there, then I'll get profit and it'll turn on. That's fine. I got profit on that second position. So, yeah, I'm not going to. So here's the thinking: I'm not going to sit through all down just to go through all this pain to make no money. So I took the trade. I accepted the risk. Right? There's no way I'll just go to even on after drawing, you know, surviving pain. I put something in the bank. If not, then I'll lose the whole trade bucket. I'm willing to adjust where my TP is. You know. Starting to glitch a little bit. Encoding overloaded again. Yeah, dude. Yeah, the entry from yesterday was nice. Yeah, I don't know why it's glitching again. This thing sucks balls. I don't know what to tell you. My CPU usage is also at like 75% right now. So maybe that's what it is. It's just using up a shit ton of my computer's CPU. Let's look at 30. Let's look at 30. So 30 is closing, 30 is going to close above. Again, you could have bought that. I wouldn't have. It's not low enough to get into our zone to buy. I think that's just a liquidity grab, right? So if that's liquidity, that was a liquidity grab to push up. So, I mean, you could technically, and I wouldn't suggest it. I'm not this zone to zone buying dude. That dude would say buy right now, or if this 30-minute candle closes above this zone, then he buys. And it's not totally wrong, because if it does close up inside and that's just a liquidity grab, you could expect it to catch just 200 pips. So I mean, you could expect that. So perhaps if this candle does close inside of our area, and we'll just mark off this area like this, if this candle closes inside of here, which it looks like it's going to, we could buy then, and then catch this 200 pips and just TP in this area, right? But also, this is what I think too, you could also get into a situation where it's like this, and then it's going to sell back off. So your TP you have to be kind of careful on, because if we do this move, yeah, right there, look at where your sellers are going to be sitting. Your sellers are going to be sitting in this area to take this thing back south. So you can't be super greedy with this TP. You've got to be able to take some pips, put it in the bank, and leave it runner, knowing that you might get stopped out, because it very well could do that. Very well could just do this and right back south. All right, but if it closes above this area, you can at least be assured that it's going to retrace, right? Retrace at least to this 88.6. So you could catch those pips. I would put your stop loss just below this area here. So it's up to you guys. You want me to switch over to should I switch over to StreamYard? If we switch to StreamYard, it won't glitch, but it also records and saves to YouTube at like 720. It doesn't save it to 4K. So if someone wants to go back and look at this later on, they'll at least have 4K. It's up to you guys. Y'all want me to switch to StreamYard? But it doesn't look like it's glitching now. My CPU usage is steady at 57, and the status error went away. But anyways. Okay, so NASDAQ's doing its thing. Goldilocks is just double bottomed. The encoder is fucking up again. So we're gonna leave gold here. Nothing's happened on gold. That's just market manipulation. That's just pure fuckery right there. And you could say the same thing on NASDAQ. That was market manipulation to go and push up. And if now we don't want this on NASDAQ, right? If this pushes up on NASDAQ, we're screwed, because could it stop us out? It sure could. And what's 30 doing? 30 is closing up inside the range. So I'm not one to take trades early. Again, this is not my strategy. This is not my trade. I don't need all the trades. I'm not taking that long. But there is a trade there to be had. If you guys wanted to take that long, just put your stop loss below this wick and see if you can catch that. I wouldn't risk a full percent or 2% or whatever. Risk like 0.5% and see if you can catch 1.5% out of this. The bulls, I mean, that's market manipulation. So I don't want to say that the bears stepped in, because the bulls are like, yo, we're coming right back. I just wish they would have came down lower. So what could happen? I mean, there's a bunch of scenarios, right? This could just come back in and fill this in, get to this area, and then buy back up, and then there's a million things that could happen. So I'm good, but there are people who are buying when this candle closes in this zone. Dude, my shoulder's killing me. I did get up this morning and go to the gym. Fucking 5:15 this morning. Cold plunge first thing in the morning. Actually, not first thing. I hit the sauna, hit the hot tub, loosened up, did my meditation, then hit the cold plunge. It was fucking cold. In the morning time, you go to the gym, you hit the cold plunge. It's not like it's been sitting there all night long and no one's been in it. It is cold in the morning. So I got my 4 minutes in of the cold plunge, woke my ass up, and did my morning suffering. Now I feel like I at least accomplished something. I got my cold plunge in today. That wick is so nasty, dude. Wick is so nasty. Fuck all three of these wicks, dude. All three of these wicks. This fucker, this fucker. I mean, look at that doji. I mean, pure engulfing, pure engulfing. Screw around, and then it gives you hope again. Yay! And then it's like, nope, doji, right back. And then you see it tickering down, and then just the fucking hammer drops, and right back up. But this is okay. Like, what do I think? I think that a lot of people, a lot of banks, a lot of people had the sell set and it sold off. Obviously, someone dropped a shit ton of money right there. Okay, and that just tells me that there's a lot of stop losses, a lot of buy orders sitting right here, right? So everyone else who was buying had their stop losses set right here. So that is a liquidity grab. Okay, so therefore all of these stop losses hit, which made these buys. So if you're gonna drop a shit ton of sells, right, creating supply, the market dumped like it should because now there's too much supply, right? The price is going to drop. Well, that's all the stop losses, which automatically triggers a bunch of buy, which creates demand right back up. But what's really happening though? Who's really in charge? Are the people selling and taking their profits really in charge? And creating more supply, making this dump off, or the buyers still really in control, and they were just sitting there with the fucking bag, waiting for prices to get, and instead of being stop losses, these are just now true buy orders, right? So you got to make that determination. Me personally, I think the bears are stepping in, the sellers are stepping in, because if we come back out to here, we've seen it in the past. This is the top. You know, this is the area, and what does this trend line look like? Right? This is the area. This is where these people were selling in the past. Price is king, previous price action is king, whatever they say. You know, look left. Well, this is it. This is where all these people are selling. Right in here. So this is a solid retracement right up to the 88.6. The TPs have been hit. So my bias is still my bias. I'm trying again. So if you wanted to be a safe trader, right, which I'm not normally a safe trader, I'm more on the risky side, you would want to see this break structure, break this trend line. Perhaps this is why sometimes the trend line guys are good, because they're waiting for this structure. In this scenario, this would be my structure. Wait for this structure to break, and then wait for the small Elliott waves to come back up to here, and then you sell, and then you drop the hammer and let that bitch run. That's the entry. That's the real entries right there. This entry that we're going to catch here, we hope to catch some good profit off of, you know, maybe even down to here somewhere, and let it run in case. But the real bomb, the real entry is right there, right? And so it's the same thing if we look on the buy side. All right, it came up. Where's my tool? Here it is, right here. Did not break structure, broke structure. There's structure, broke structure here. Then it came back. There's the entry. There's where the bomb is dropped. You enter right there, and then now it never comes back and is gone to the moon. I didn't catch that one because I think I was out of town. I think I was in Dominican Republic on vacation when that happened. But I did catch this one right here, which is just the retest. Not even a retest. That's just the second wave. So you can catch the first wave, right? That's where the entry is. We're not even there yet. We're not at the first wave yet. It's still screwing around. So we are early. We're trying to catch right now this, right? Which maybe isn't, not the safest trade. It's definitely not the safest trade, right? If we zoom in down here, this is what we're trying to catch. And again, we might, this is what we could be looking at. We could be looking at this push, and then we could get broken out one more time. And then you have the head and shoulders in this area, right? So we don't really know. So again, my point being, this is not the safest trade, right? But hopefully, but what if it is? What if this is the position we just caught, right? Or this one. So we're gonna play it, and we're gonna keep playing it until we do catch it. And once we do catch it, it'll fucking bang. And what do the guys say? Boom goes the dynamite. If this is it, we're gonna fucking catch it, and we'll catch a fucking Hail Mary. And I like this. I like the fact it's coming back down. So this is good to go. What's Dirty 30 doing? Again, Dirty 30 is closing inside the range. So I fully expect Dirty 30 to push up. So if you would have taken this buy, I think you're okay. Honestly, I think it's going to come up to this trend line and up into this 88.6 area and then sell off. So let's see what 500 is doing. Is 500 is doing the same thing that 30 is doing. Good thing we didn't take that trade right there. We'd have lost it. It wasn't done yet. See, it hasn't broke structure yet. I think I hear my daughter awake. I think I hear the baby. And again, this hasn't broke structure yet either. So we're playing early. We're playing it early. We've got some, I'm not even sure how many people we have in here. Thank you for all the people that are in here. On this OBS Studio, you can docks. You can change docks. Let's go to controls dock. No, we got that on YouTube live control dock. Here we go. Let's see how many people we have in the chats this morning or in the live stream. Give that a chance to load up. So yesterday's live stream, we did catch this entry here, right there, and almost no drawdown, maybe 2 or 3 pips, and we're still in that trade. And of course, the YouTube live streaming dock is not even fucking pulling up. Content. To get started, oh, there it is. Oh, air. We've got 2 people. What up, 2 people? Thank you guys for being in here. Just killing some time, do a little live trading, Just a little live trading. Let's see if we can copy this. Since we're sitting here just screwing around. We're in some entries, so we're good to go. We're gonna let our entries go. This is basically just me on here. This is what I would do. So if no one was around and it was just me by myself, I'd probably be thinking these things in my head. Oh look, I had someone like one of my posts. Oh, this fool's like, no one does the 1 minute entries like I do. He's in here somewhere. Trying to claim that he's the best 1 minute entry person. Where is it at? So nobody does it like, and then I show him my 1 minute entry. Fucking deuce. What does he say? Oh, right here. No one does it. No one does it on the 1 minute like me. So he's trying to claim on his 1 minute entry, right? No one does it 1 minute like I do. So yeah, buddy. How about those fucking apples? You like apples? How about those fucking apples? Anyways. Let's minimize all this shite. Go back to there. Go back to there. And go back to here. Okay, here we go. Man, that's just fucking nasty, dude. Just out of curiosity, did you guys take that 30 buy? Closing in the range? That's pure manipulation. Did anybody take that 30 buy? What's Goldilocks doing? Goldilocks is fuck. Okay, so we could be getting in the sell here in Goldie in a second. Yeah, we could be getting into a Goldilocks sell here within the next 45 minutes or so. Let's see if this will push up and give us, take out this top liquidity. Again, like I said, we wanted this. So ultimately, my bias right now is still sells. I don't know why. I don't know why it's that way. Just because what the market is. I should be looking for gold buys. But if we see this trend line, we know there's liquidity. And I would love to buy gold, but I'd love to buy it right in this area. So if I'm going to sell gold, I will take my first shot at selling gold up here at the 2357 area. Okay, this move needs to retrace somewhat. And so I'm going off of the last move, and there's a 78.6. And just out of curiosity, what does the overall move look like? That's right below 6.8. So perhaps our entry should not be at the 78.6. Perhaps at the 61.8, which is also the 88.6. Okay, maybe that's but I'm more than willing to that. But what I'm going to do then is confirm that with the RSI. So let's just know that the 61.8 is exactly what 88.6 is gold. Okay, now what is Elliott telling me? Well, here's our first push. All right. So on the Elliott side of things, here's our first push. Right, 61.8 is not in the zone, so we're not worried about that. Where we can now look at the second because it's our 70 bottom. 61.8 again is below the 70.6, so maybe it doesn't even reach up there. This is when you start getting into other situations, looking at track candles, looking at breaker block and whatnot. So this would technically be the breaker block over there, right? And this right there would candle, or even that would be the track candle. So when I say breaker block, you look at this order block right there. That bull candle was the one that broke through, right? So what people will do is they will split that breaker block in half, right there, and they will take that entry right on the 50% of the break, which just also happens to be the very top of the last bull candle, right at the break. So, and that's right at the 88.6, which was also at the 61.8 we said a minute ago. So maybe we take that a few pips shot just to be on the safe side of things, but you definitely be taking this, right? And our target will be bottom area of liquidity, right? At least it's right here. So there's a 3-to-1 trade if it gives to us. Yeah, it's going to go back and forth glitching. I don't know what to say. OBS Studio sucks balls, and I should have done this on stream on StreamYard. Now I know it's glitching because my fucking mouse is glitched up. Come on, dude. Okay, yeah. Why is my mouse not working? What the fuck, dude? It's amazing that the chart is moving up and down. So I know my computer is active, but my fucking mouse isn't moving. And it's not like I did anything to it. I don't even know which one of these is my mouse, to be honest with you. Let's unplug it back in. Ah, there it is. Okay. So I'm looking for first sells on gold right there, the 2360 area. What is NASDAQ doing? I got the wick. 30. Again, there was the buy on 30. I didn't take it. That's not what I want to do. There was a buy right on 30. It did not hit our zone, though. I mean, did it even hit the top of that wick? It didn't even hit the top of that wick. So again, I would have at least started the top of that wick, and it didn't even hit the top of that wick. So that's like a creepy market manipulation candle there. So we've got 30 minutes until market opens. Let's just do this. Switching, what is it called? Switching streamers. Let me look. So it's at 2347. Gold. Gold at 2349, 2349. I mean, this is the same price it looks to me, 2349, 2349. This is on the 30 minute. Let's just go to the 30 minute. Um, 2348, 2348.95, 0.84. I mean, it's only off by like less than a pip. And the price action looks the same in golf, bull engulfing, excuse me, bear engulfing. back up, wick down, 23.49, 23.49. It's the same. It looks the same to me. It looks the same to me. It's quoting at 35.49. Not mine. So make sure you're on the right symbol too. Are you using the -myff? So they were having some problems with their they're having some problems. You could go on their Discord and read. They'll describe it better than I can. But they're having some problems with their broker or whatnot, and so they switched their charts over to -myff. Yeah, that's what I'm showing you right now. Actually, -myff. So I'm not sure if you're on the old school chart, the OG XAU USD. I told you they were having problems with that, so they switched it, and they switched liquidity providers. They switched whatever the fuck they did, and so now their charts are myFF. So make sure you're using that chart. Again, guys, I don't work for my trader guy, and they hook me up and give out stuff. Oh, by the way, I'll also be giving out one tomorrow. Come over here to their Discord, and if you look on, I don't know if it's announcements or minor announcements or minor updates. One of these updates, they said they would be changing to -myFF stuff. Right here, look. Everyone should be able to open, trade, close on the myFF. Please open the ticket, right? So use the myFF staff suffix on indices and gold. And so there's the update, right? So you got to make sure you come on here and read these. Again, I'm not, saying I'm the best at reading these announcements every day because I'm fucking busy, but this is kind of why I like my flash funding. This is Blake. There's our CEO. He's always putting stuff up on here. He is active, and I've actually DM'd him, and we've actually had conversations back and forth. There he is right there, right? Blake. This guy, Blake, that's a fake one. There he is. And so we've gone back and forth. So at least he is going to run a profitable business. Now, they're going to be long term and all this shit. I don't know. Again, I don't work them. I use them for my funded accounts, and they give me funded accounts to give out. So they've always worked with me in the past. We've had some in the past. We've had problems in the past. He's talked with me, and he's always done right by me so far. So that's that. There's that 30-minute close candle up inside the zone for US30. So I would expect this then to now definitely come up to this 88.6 area. I would expect that. Now, if it's going to do it or not, there's no fucking telling. But did that answer your question on the gold? Is my fucking, what is going on here? Apparently I can't type either. Okay, so let's see if my keyboard's jacked up. What is going on? Every time I use OBS Studio, yeah, now my keyboard's not working. The keyboard is not working, but it's lit up, so I know it's fucking tuned in. This is ridiculous. Anyways, I was trying to type to you and ask you if that helps. Does that answer your question? Okay. Look, this OBS Studio